good deals made by the Premier League teams this coming transfer window, but who had the best window as a whole? Today, we're going to rank each and every one of the Premier Leagues from amazing to dog shit. We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again in another video. Today, we're going to rank each and every one of the Premier League teams and their transfer window, as we now know who's going to play for who, at least till December, January. We'll get into that, of course, in a minute. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe on your one-stop shop for Premier League, Blackburn Rovers, everything all here under one roofski. There were some absolute banging deals made by Premier League clubs right until the very last second. But, of course, who had the best window out of all the Premier League teams? Big shout out to the VIPs, the other patrons, you know who you are. But before all that, now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right then, folks, here we are in the old vortex once again as we're going to rank each and every one of the Premier League teams from A all the way down to F. F being effing atrocious, A being amazing, being pretty, B being brilliant, C being casually okay, and D being demolishingly turd. Okay, so there we go. These are the ranking systems. We're going to go through them. I think we're going to go alphabetical. I'm going to start with the Gunners. Where are we going to stick the Gunners? I'm not going to give them C. Let me just think about it for a second. They brought in David Raya on a permanent deal. That was a no-brainer. They've got in Mikel Merino as well. It's a solid signing. He is out injured. And they got rid of some deadwood, a whole host of deadwood. Emil Smith-Rowe, there was no place for him in this team. Ramsdale's gone. Eddie Nketiah's gone as well. Rios Nelson. So I think it's been a solid window for Arsenal. They even got Raheem Sterling in as well, so pretty dang good for Arsenal. I'm going to put them in a B. I think they had a solid win. I don't think it was absolutely amazing, but definitely strides in the right direction. That could be the difference between first and second in the league. Let's take a look at Aston Villa then, shall we? Of course, they're in Champions League. Brought in some key players. Ian Maatson is a good player at the back there. Ross Barkley, ex-England international, maybe a future or maybe back in international fray, you don't know. Cameron Archer was brought in. So was Jaden Philogene from Hull. Onana from Everton, good solid pickup. Some real dodgy deals going on in there, like the Lewis Dobbin move from Everton. Not too sure about that. And then players going out. Again, got rid of a lot of deadwood. Diaby made a bit of cash on him, going to go to the Saudi League. Coutinho as well has gone off the wages. So, yeah, solid bit of business from Aston Villa. I'd like to think they did a little bit better than Arsenal, but I can't really justify that. I think I'm sticking with a B as well for Villa. I think they had a solid window. Let's go to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, you got to give them a little bit of credit. Where are they down here? They sold Dominic Solanke. I think it's 60 odd million. Brought in a bit of a gamble, bit of a punt. Ivan Nielsen for 40 or some. So they made a bit of cash on that one. They also, what any other major sales? Got rid of a lot of fringe players. You know, Kiefer Moore's back out on loan. Joe Roffel's out on loan. A couple other players were released as well. So, not necessarily. I think they made a good bit of money. Brought in Kepa, good, strong goalkeeper. I think could be a difference between themselves being relegated and more. But yeah, the Solanke business was good. They got a good deal out of that. But realistically, it's a C. It's a C for Bournemouth. Can't really get too much excited about that. How about Brentford? They sold Ivan Toney in the last year of his deal for a good chunk of change. They brought in Carvalho. They bought Sepp van der Berg. Spent a bit of money on these guys as well. So it kind of balances itself out. But yeah, I'm not overly joyed by Brentford's transfer window. There is, Fabio Carvalho was on loan at Hull last season. Don't think the Premier League player is in there just yet. Sepp van der Berg also quite ridiculous fees to be paid. So I don't think they did the greatest in amount of the thing. I'm going to actually put them in a D. I think Brentford did a D. In their transfer business. How about Brighton? Well, Brighton, everyone talks about Brighton with the perfect model, etc., etc. What did they do? They got rid of a few bits of players. Dennis Undarb's gone. Pascal Gross has gone. Not too sure on the money's generated from that. Billy Gilmore's gone as well. Not too sure they're happy about that transfer. They did bring in Matt O'Reilly from Celtic. I think that's a cracking deal. Rutner from Leeds as well. Yakuma Minter from Newcastle. Some good players, but are they world class, world quality? I don't think so. I think they're definitely a bit of a gamble. I probably will put them in a B. I don't think they've blown it out, but they definitely, used the recruitment staff as they have done season in, season out. So I think Brighton did okay with their business in B. How about Chelsea? Well, Moneybags Chelsea or just ludicrous Chelsea? Realistically, I'm not too sure how to rate them. They got rid of Ian Martson, made a bit of cash on that. Who else did they get rid of? They got rid of Raheem Sterling. A lot of players going out on loans. Got rid of Lukaku at long last. He's gone. I'm not too sure if they made any money. They didn't really make much money, but they spent a shit ton load of money. João Felix coming in. Jadon Sancho's on loan. Dewsbury Hall. I don't even know if Dewsbury Hall's ever going to get a game. Kellyman from Villa. That deal smells like fish. I think I'm going to join in with the gang here and put them in an effing atrocious Chelsea. When you look at the signings, Pedro Neto's good. João Felix is good. In fact, maybe D is a bit harsh. F's a bit harsh. Maybe a D should be more along lines. But it's just not the greatest way of dealing with business. As for Crystal Palace, I have high hopes for Crystal Palace, but they did lose a monumental player in Mikel Olise, quality player, but they did spend a bit of cash reinvesting, bringing in Nketiah coming in there, Maxime Lacroix coming in as well to fill in the void from Jerome Anderson, the back, the Dachi Kameda. I think they've had not a bad window, to be fair. Travelars coming in, Matt Turner as well on loan, good solid loans at this edition. Oudouard's gone out. I don't think he's going to get a game. So yeah, I'm ranking Crystal Palace. I think, Olise is definitely a game changer. I really want to put them in A, but I just think it's not an A transfer window. How about Everton? Now, of course, Everton are going to get some stick, I'm sure, but I think they did good business. Where did they make their money? They made their money from the Onana deal. That's right. Villa, Godfrey at Atalanta as well. Gomez is gone. Got rid of some deadwood in that one. Neil Maupay definitely massively pain in the ass. Got rid of him as well. They brought in Jake O'Brien from Lyon. Good replacement at the back there. Bekovic comes back. Malanga on loan. Boroja on loan. Iliman Ndiaye coming from Marseille. He's a player. He can turn it up, but realistically, there's still a few holes, I think, in that squad, and they didn't really add to it. So I'm going to probably put them at a D as well for Everton's transfer window. Let's kick on further with Fulham. Fulham, of course, losing Tosin Adarabioyo, major loss. Paulinho's gone to Bayern as well. A lot of loans going out. Players coming in. We've got Smith Rowe, good business. And Berg replaces your João Paulinho as well, maybe a third of the price. Joachim Anderson coming in for Crystal Palace. It's a good deal as well. It's not a bad deal, for them. I'm going to put Fulham in like a C/B. Let's take a look at Ipswich Town. Now, Ipswich Town, where did they make any? But they didn't really make much money, did they, from any deals? They didn't sell anybody that was a key part of the promotion side. So they just spent a shit ton load of money. But let's talk about the players that they brought in. They brought in Jacob Greaves, definitely one of the best defenders in the Championship last season. They brought in Muric from Burnley. It's a solid keep. I'm not necessarily sure that was the right move. Smodic, of course, it was goal machine from Blackburn last season. They got Connor Townsend, solid defender. They've got Jack Clark, a wizard. Is he good enough for the Prem, though? Darragh O'Shea. Some good bits of business. Spent a bit of cash as well. And I'm not too sure on some of the other ones as well. So I'm leaning towards Ipswich being an A. But they didn't really make much money. But I'm going to whack it. I'm going to whack them in an A. I think they spent wisely. But I don't know if it's going to be good enough to keep them in the division. As for Leicester, though, Leicester coming at you, losing Kelchi Iheanacho, Dennis Pratt gone, Al Brighton's gone, packed it in, Dewsbury Hall, they made a bit of cash on that one. As for the comings in, Bobby Reed is a versatile Premier League player. Jordan Ayew is another versatile Premier League player, but realistically, where's the quality? Where's the quality in all of these transfers? Espen Oudard, if he's not playing for Crystal Palace, what is he doing? Oliver Skip, Yeah, not looking good for Leicester. I think they've got one of the worst windows, and I'm borderline. I really want. Do I stick them in the F? I might stick them in the F. That's what's going to cost them, I think. And if you haven't checked out my Premier League prediction video and seen where they are, that's probably why, because I don't think they've really done much in the business. As for Liverpool, they brought in Chiesa. That's it. They've lost Thiago, Matip, Kevin Ramsey's gone out. Adrian's been released. A lot of loans going out. We even picked up on loan. So Chiesa's a good player. He's an exciting player, but realistically, they haven't really added to it. I'm going to put them alongside their Merseyside rivals down there in D. It's a good player, and yes, it's a bit of a bargain. It might not justify D, but where else? Where else is the strength? You know, they didn't do that. As for City, they could also struggle with bringing in Gundogan coming back. They lost Sergio Gomez. Liam Delap's gone for good. Joe Cancelo's gone out as well. Julian Alvarez, a lot of money. They didn't replace that either. That's a major flaw in their category. I know Gundogan's a quality signing. Savino as well. But is he up to speed? Is he up to snuff? I'm going to go put them alongside. I don't think they've had a really good window, Man City, considering where they're at. But it is possibly Pep's last season, and maybe they don't want to, build another Pep team that's not going to be here. Manchester United, wow. They had a lot of outgoings. Jadon Sancho's no longer there. McTominay's gone. Melsbury, they made a bit of money on him. Will Fish is out there, whoever he was. Marseille have picked up the, you know who. Donny van de Beek's gone. Girona. We got Brandon Williams released. Martial's gone. Varane's gone. A lot of deadwood, but they brought in a good bunch of players. Xerxes, Yoro, De Ligt, Mazzarore, Kone, Ugarte, some good additions in there. And it's not a bad window, but I still think they're a little light in areas. I'm going to go a B for United. A little bit underwhelming in that regard. Let's go the Geordies. Now, the Geordies, well, what are they doing? What are they doing? They had the chance to really make amends and maybe make a push-up in quality, but no, they sold Yakuba Minter for a good bit of money. They've lost Ryan Fraser, he's out. Jeff Hendrick's gone. Callias has gone. Richie's gone. A lot of deadwood, cleaned up the house a little bit. Ellie Anderson, they made a bit of money on him as well. Brought in Lloyd Kelly free. The guy from Forest, John Ruddy. Lewis Hall, I think that was already made. It's pretty poor. I think I'm whacking you down there in the F. I think you guys had a really poor window. You were looking to bring in a Gay at the back there and a guy for Alanga, I think, from Forest, but poor window from Forest. Speaking of Forest, yeah, let's have a look at Forest. They did get James Ward-Prowse in on loan. That's a great bit of business right there. They got a youngster from Man City in as well. Alex Moreno from Villa. Elliot Anderson. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Shaker. Yeah. As for players going out, Scott McKenna's gone. A lot of deadwood out. A lot of loans going out. Joe Worrell's gone as well. Solid. I think it's a solid window for Forest. It really is. Is it A grade? Probably not. I'm going to stick Forest in the B. For this. Southampton. Now, they might be sucking ass right now at the bottom of the table, but let's look at the deals. They have got rid of a lot of players that don't belong at this level, but they didn't really make much money out of it. Stuart Armstrong's gone. I don't know where he ended up. Check that out. Che Adams gone to Torino for free. Some other players as well going out, but bringing in the likes of Brereton Diaz, Taylor Albert Bellis, a couple of Japanese fellas in there. Cameron Archer as well coming in. You know, that's a lot of money, a lot of investment. Aaron Ramsdale, I think it's a quality addition. Maxwell Cornet as well. Solid, very good, strong window for the Saints. That's a B. It's a B window for them. Not having much company up there over Ipswich at the minute. Meanwhile, Spurs, they bought Timo Werner once again. Archie Gray, one for the future. A new South Korean superstar. Solanke, Wilson Odobert. There's some quality players in that. Players going out. Not much investment. I thought we've got Brian Gill going out again. Holzberg's gone to Marseille. Some of the released folks. Not much money made in that transfer window by Spurs. A lot of money spent. I'm going to put it at C. I think they're interesting signings of Solanke and Odobert, but really, business-wise, didn't make much money. Let's take a look at probably the winners of the transfer window. It is West Ham United. Flynn Downs has gone. Barema has gone to Lyon. We've got Ogbanga been released. Theo Kerr has gone to Monaco. Let's take a look at the players they brought in there. Luis Guillamami coming from Palames. They got Max Kilman from Wolves. Somerville from Leeds, the player of the season from the Championship last season. Nicholas Fulkrug, who will score goals. Wan-Bissaka from Man United. Carlos Soler on loan. Wow. These are additions. And that is, of course, A-list transfer window for the Hammers. Meanwhile, Wolves, what have they got? What have they got in their locker here? They've lost Pedro Neto. Kilman's gone. Whoever's gone, a bloody Auxerre on loan. Neto, they've lost some quality there, haven't they? What they brought in, Pedro Lima, Tommy Doyle. Yeah, bit of an average, sort of mediocre one for Wolves. Probably a C or a D, but I'm going to go with a C. There you have it, guys. That's what I reckon the rankings are for each and every one of these clubs in the Premier League. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who had the best window in your eyes? Let me know down below. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we are done.